Hello, Ron here from L.T.L. Tutoring Central. And if you're a reader, you can read that on my t-shirt. I just got my t-shirt on today. It's Friday, so let's just relax. And today I'm talking about reading for pleasure. So if you can't read my t-shirt, if you're not a reader, get in touch so that I can help you with that first decoding step, whether you're young, teenager, or an adult. Some adults don't read yet. So reading is so important, and reading for pleasure is what I'm talking about today. So if you're already able to read, read for pleasure, because that can really help you in your academic success, academic studies as well. Those skills that you gain by reading for pleasure will convert, particularly if you try to expand your horizon. So find something you really enjoy reading for now, and as you're reading, you want to pick up speed. You don't have to be a speed reader, but you want to be able to read at a good pace. What is a good pace? Well, it's different for everyone, and it's different for the same person over time, because hopefully, if you become a reader and if you keep reading, your pace will increase without losing comprehension. And that's the point. So you want to try to increase your reading speed without losing the comprehension or the understanding of what you're reading. And reading too slowly can actually hamper your understanding as well. Sometimes when I listen to a younger student who is still learning to read, and he or she is reading a story word for word for word for word, I have to scan and sort of reread it myself because it's going too slowly for me to comprehend what the entire picture is or what the entire story is. For that person, that's the correct speed right now, because they have to spend an enormous amount of time decoding the words, putting the sentences together one by one. As you become more proficient at reading, you'll read in chunks or groups of words rather than individual words, and even complete sentences sometimes if they're short. And that's really what speed reading is all about. But you don't need to be a speed reader. As I say, I just want you to increase your speed while retaining your comprehension. You will get more out of your reading if you're enjoying it. That's why you should try to read for pleasure. And there might not be a direct connection between what you're reading and your academics, but if you're able to read more quickly and you're able to read with more comprehension, that's going to help you in your science, your history, your geography, whatever you're doing. Of course, if you're reading novels for English, yes, you are going to read them a little bit differently because you will probably write an essay or have to answer questions, but enjoy it as well. Try to get some enjoyment out of the novel. Even science textbooks can be enjoyable, believe it or not. You just have to learn to engage yourself with the material. If you find yourself reading too slowly, check a couple of things. Are you lip reading? So sometimes when a person is reading silently, you notice their lips are moving, or they're subvocalizing, and you can feel that in your neck, where your vocal cords are, and you're still moving those vocal cords almost as if you're reading aloud. That will slow you down. It's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need to slow down. But if you're working on increasing your speed so that you can read more in a given amount of time, which you may need to for high school or for college or university, you want to try to break yourself of that habit and truly read silently with your eyes and your brain, and not with your lips and your vocal cords. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you can take a pen or your finger and just go down the margin line by line, so that you're sort of forcing yourself to scan more effectively. I still do this when I'm tired sometimes, or if I have a lot of material I need to get through fairly quickly, because it really focuses my attention and focuses my eyes so that I don't lose track, I don't reread sentences, and it just keeps me moving. I can sort of make myself physically move faster. And I've never had any problems really with reading. I was a very young reader when I went to school. Even before I was in school, I was reading a little bit. So it's not a sign of having difficulty with reading or not knowing how to read. It's just another tool to help you to pick up the pace, particularly if you have a lot of information to read or if you're working on getting your reading speed a lot faster. If you read at an average speed of about 300 words per minute, which is not terribly fast, and you read for only 15 minutes a day, you will have read about 20 books in a year, believe it or not. 20 novels, 20 books. Of course, you can read magazines and blogs and other things, but I'm just trying to show you that it doesn't take an enormous amount of time as long as you're consistent and you're always reading something. So you can read far more than 20 books in a year. A lot of people will read a novel in a day or two. I do that sometimes. Depends on the novel. And so you can read a lot more than that. But even at that small amount per day, you can read a lot of material, let's say, in a year. And that means you're accessing the printed word, you're accessing new information and ideas, and you should try to talk about it. Talk about it with people who are interested in the same books, or talk about it just to someone who is willing to listen, because talking about it will help you to retain the information. It also helps you to see it in another way. When we discuss what we've been reading, sometimes we surprise ourselves that, oh, when I was reading that, I didn't really think about that. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I have a different view of what was going on in that story or in that text. So that can help you just bouncing it off someone else. Plus, the other person may have a different take, a different understanding of what you're explaining. They may have questions or a different interpretation. And so that can broaden your horizons as well. That can help you to think about text differently. And that's not a bad thing. So reading for pleasure can really help you in terms of picking up your reading speed and improving your comprehension. Work on your vocabulary. If you keep running into the same word and you don't really know what it means, look it up. Try to use it in some sentences because that will help you. But if you're reading the same author, especially if you're reading a series of books, you're going to notice that that author tends to use words they're comfortable with, words they like, over and over again. So if it's a word you didn't really understand and you look it up and now you know the meaning, you're going to see it many more times in that novel or in that series of novels, probably, in different sentences and different contexts. So that's going to really help you. You can make your own personal dictionary as well if you like, and that can also be useful because these are words that you want to learn for the next month or the next year, let's say. And if you keep practicing over and over or seeing it in different novels, different magazines, different blogs, then very soon your vocabulary will start to become much larger, which in the longer term is going to help you pick up speed as well because you will be looking up fewer and fewer words. You'll also have a deeper understanding of the material, which is also really good. So reading for pleasure, who knew you can get so much out of just picking up a book or a magazine or a blog or a newspaper, whatever you enjoy reading and having fun and enjoying it, and you can still be making so many gains. So I want you to do that. If you want some help with your reading or writing or math skills, education in general, study strategies, things of that nature, please give me a call or send me an email. I will put my website information below as well as a blog information. I'd love to help you out or help your child out. In the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Keep reading for pleasure. Read what you enjoy. But remember to challenge yourself a little bit. Step out of that box once in a while. Pick something different. See if you can enjoy a broader range of material and force yourself to pick up speed while keeping the comprehension and learning some new words. All of these tips are really going to help you academically, and you're going to enjoy it at the same time. Okay, Ron from L.T.L. Tutoring Central. Have fun, keep learning, and keep reading. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.